Hello, and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
Ted?
That was as intense as I could do it because this movie is so intense.
Yeah. All right, so welcome back to the show. We are going to talk, without spoiler, The Mother.
The Mother.
The Mother, starring J-Lo. Whoa.
Jenny from the Block.
Or the Fly Girl from In Living Color.
That's true. She's all those things.
Oh, she is. And
She is a superstar.
Benifer, half a Benifer.
She is a legitimate superstar, triple threat. She does it. She can act, she can dance, she can sing, she can do it all.
She can put up with Ben.
Ben Affleck's awesome. I love Ben Affleck.
I just saw a video on YouTube, paparazzi or somebody. Anyway, they were getting into the car, and Ben goes over and opens the door for her, and she gets in. But when she gets in, he looks to make sure she's clear, right? And then he slams that door. And he walks around the back of the car, and he gets to his driver's door, and he opens it up, and he looks up, and he sees the guy videotaping it. Yeah. And he just goes, oh.
His life and her... Here's the thing I don't understand about them. Why do you live in Los Angeles? You are superstars. Every other superstar in the world has left.
But that's why. They don't want to lose that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's their thing. They got nothing else other than being superstars.
Yeah, but, I mean, DiCaprio lives there, but most famous people left.
You know?
They were like, oh, cool, I'm famous. Like, I'm going to go live in the mountains of Montana, and then I'll come down to do movies.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to live in Hudson Valley, New York, and just be, whatever.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, they all came here.
Or Hendersonville.
Well, we got
a few. Anyway, the show is The Mother. It stars J-Lo. And I'm going to start off by saying, because, a while back, we reviewed J-Lo in another Netflix movie. And by the way, this is on Netflix. It's 1 hour, 55 minutes. Man, didn't seem that long, but
It moved.
It kept the pace up. And but it was another Netflix show we did, a Shotgun Wedding.
That was Prime.
And was it? Wasn't it? All right. Okay.
But you still hated it.
I did. Well, I don't recall you being a big fan either.
I didn't think she was great. I thought she mailed it in that one.
Yeah. Well, and I think she called it in, phoned it in.
Yeah, she didn't mail it in this one. She went for it.
Yeah, and see, I said she didn't play that movie, that character, or act very well because I thought Ben might have been on the set and she was just overdoing it. And I don't think Ben was on the set for this one because she didn't overdo it. She was really good.
Do you really think Ben is on set very often?
I do, because he strikes me as the jealous kind. Sorry, Ben, you do.
I don't see Ben Affleck being on set very often because, I think he's doing movies that are usually up for Oscars.
I'm sure he flies in and spends a couple of days and flies out. And
when I'm on set, I'm obviously not a famous person, but I have done a lot of things. Right. Like when I'm on set, I do not want my significant other there. Let me do this 16-hour-a-day job real quick. I'll call you when I'm done.
It's kind of rhetorical, right? 16-hour job real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
16 hours, real quick.
Give it 13 and a half of those hours, we're going to be sitting in a trailer.
Yeah.
But
on the opposite spectrum of that, though, I loved it when my girlfriend, wife, came to the set because I wasn't in front of the camera and I was behind the camera and I was there for many, 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 many days.
See, that's better.
So it was
that's
nice
different.
to see a familiar face.
When you're acting, it's like, oh my God, they're there. I'm stressed. This camera's a foot and a half from my face. We're doing a close-up. I can't really move. There's 150 people staring at me, and here we go.
So where's J-Lo in that, though? I mean, she's on the set every day, especially in this movie, because I think every scene she's in.
Yeah, she stars in this. There were no downtime.
There was no scene without J-Lo. But having said that, again, I just want to say she was really good in this. I guess she just can't do comedies.
Yeah, she's a female Jason Bourne in this.
She really is. All right. in a nutshell. Do you want to tell what it is?
You do it. You go. Okay. You loved it.
All right. The Mother is about a ex-special forces, played by J-Lo, who you get the sense came from, before joining the military, came from the wrong side of the tracks. But she had a talent, and her talent was she was really good at pulling the trigger on a gun and knocking things down a long, long way away. And so, anyway, when her time was up, she got involved with the illegal arms trade. And
soldier of fortune.
Yeah, there you go. And so she carried on a physical relationship with both of the gun dealers, the seller and the buyer, and ended up getting pregnant and had a kid. And both of them were thinking that it was their child. So anyway, she gets busted and trying to turn state's evidence and witness protection, which she didn't really want witness protection. But she's talking to the feds about these two guys so they can bust them, so they'll go light on her because she's pregnant. She's got this child. I mean, she's like at 8 months when this is all going down. And both of the guys that she's been in a relationship with understand that she's pregnant and that she's dealing with the feds, and they're both trying to eliminate her. Well, they fail to do that. She gives birth to the child. The FBI takes it away and puts it in protective custody, and she goes and she takes care of herself because she doesn't want to be in witness protection because she can do it better than they can do it. And so, long of the short is, the FBI gets wind that these guys know that there's a kid, and they know where her kid is now, and they're trying to abduct it. Hence the movie called The Mother, because she's coming back to protect her child, which the FBI agent in charge of the case has been keeping her updated on an annual basis of how the child is doing, where the child is, sends her pictures, every year of the child. So,
and she lives in Alaska.
So
out in the middle of
there you go. There's a spoiler. She does. She lives in Alaska.
Because they're not going to find her there.
Never. But anyway, well, they probably wouldn't have found her, but she went to save the kid because the FBI informed her agent friend informed her that both these guys knew where this child was, and they were gunning for her, or they believed that they were gunning for her because they were going to use the kid to draw her back out into the world. And so she needed to nip that in the bud before that actually happens. Argo, Q, action, J-Lo, Jason Bourne.
Kicking butt and taking names.
That's it. That's all I'm going with.
I don't want to give away stuff.
I'm not going to give away, but it was a good movie.
It was. I said this before we started, but I'll say it for the listeners. If ChatGPT wrote a script and they were like, make a J-Lo action movie, this is the script it came up with. But it doesn't mean I didn't like it. I liked it.
And if that's what it means, because although there are fight scenes in here, obviously, it's a Jason Bourne-esque movie, nothing was overdone. There weren't any really drawn-out fight scenes. They were quick, they were punctual, and get in, get out, done kind of thing. Now, there were a couple of Jason Bourne, moments. And
the motorcycle.
You brought that one up, and yes.
Get up, grab my arm. Come on.
Right. It works great in the Westerns when the guy's on the back of the horse, he's coming through town and the damsel's in the middle of the road and he just leans down and snatches her up and throws her on the back of the horse and they ride off. All right. So just imagine that exact scene on a motorcycle with J-Lo driving.
Harley.
A Harley, yes.
The only thing I have to say about the performance in the movie is you've cried, you've been upset, you haven't seen your daughter. She's 12 or 13, right? One of those. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Junior high.
Yeah.
That little girl was great, though, by the way. She killed it.
Everybody was good in
Everybody was great in the movie.
Everybody.
But the thing is, I kept being like, again, Paige, my wife, said, she loved this movie, and she would get upset because J-Lo would not just, like, the little girl knew it was her mom, but she wouldn't acknowledge anything. And she's like, why won't you just turn to her and tell her you're her mom and you've been sad and just talk about it? And I just felt like...
Well, J-Lo's character was just like ice.
Are there people like that?
I'm sure. Yes, there are.
I don't know many.
I don't either, but there are people like that.
You're just so cold that, like, that seems like the least pleasurable life in the world.
All right. Again, this is not a political show, but I'm just going to say this one name, Ron DeSantis.
You think he's that serious all the time and that cold?
I think he's just that cold. I just think he's that cold of a person. I'm not getting, how can you do that
what
to
he
people?
Did?
Well, he does a lot of things, He's killing the education system in Florida. And I'm not going there. Not going there.
I mean, we're not a political podcast, but he's a piece of shit.
There are, you asked, are there people that cold?
And that's an example.
I mean, there you go.
I just always feel like...
Bernie Madoff. That's pretty damn cold.
Yeah, what's his name that ran Fox?
So... Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah. You got to kind of be ice cold like that just to function at the height.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad. Like, if I do something and somebody's like, hey, man, I didn't like that. Eats my soul up.
Yeah, me too.
I feel so bad. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I get emotional.
Yeah.
That's just different.
Yeah, well, I'm an empath, but she was cold in the sense of she's not emotional. She's in again, because in the movie, while it's not specifically laid out, you get the sense from a little backflash or flashbacks of she came from the wrong side of the track, joined the Army. While in training, they discovered that she has a great talent for pulling the trigger and shooting things really far away. And so that's the kind of cold she is. She's not without really emotion because she does the right things,
It's just a weird...
Obviously, in the beginning, she didn't do the right things because she got herself in this hole with the arm dealers.
I wasn't in the military. My dad was in the military. A lot of people's dads are in the military. A lot of people.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there are just some people, not a lot. I have a lot of friends that have been in the military that aren't ice cold, ice in their veins like that. But like some people do. Some people don't joke. They just are.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. Not cold. Mechanical.
Mechanical. That's a better adjective.
Mechanical.
That's a better adjective.
There you go.
For it.
There are people that are just mechanical. You know? And that's her character in this movie. I'm sure a lot of soldiers out there, because that's what the service can do to people, is make them very mechanical.
Yeah.
You jump when I say jump.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Thank you all for your service, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was in the Air Force. So
yeah. It's just...
I was going in the Coast Guard. So.
Good on you. I never was going
OCS. Yeah. Officer Candidate School.
I wasn't doing any of that.
Deaf in my left ear. Couldn't go. I was excited about it, too. I was. I'm going to get on a boat. I love boats. I grew up on the lake. I'm going to be an officer in the United States Coast Guard.
It'd be pretty fun. It'd be pretty cool to save people and do all that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the Coast Guard is the one. That would be the...
I was disappointed that it didn't transpire. Now I look back because I've had a great life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure the stories would have been great. Oh, yeah, we did a rappel out of a helicopter in Antarctica and, went down
Or it's
there.
like you were stationed in Connecticut in a harbor and you had to make sure that, you know what I mean? It can go both ways.
Right. Well, it was really funny when I signed up and took the test and I said, okay, come join we want to put you through OCS. And when you complete OCS, you'll have your choice of duty, where you want to be and what you want to do and that kind of thing, because you're coming out an officer, right? And of course, my mind is Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that I'm old and a little bit wiser, I'm pretty sure that was just kind of the line to hook you.
Yes.
So, because you get to choose that duty after you've done 24 months in Anchorage, Alaska.
or just somewhere awful.
You know, where you get your guest starring role on America or Deadliest Catch. There you go.
Ooh, I couldn't ride on a boat like that, up and down.
So, anyway, all right. The Mother, good movie.
Good movie.
Good acting. It moved quick. J-Lo, hey, if you can see me on YouTube, I'm bowing down.
She's an icon. She's an icon. Let's just put it out there. She's an icon.
You know, up until this movie, I was never, ever, ever, ever impressed with her acting. She nailed this.
I said it on the last movie, Hustlers, where she's the stripper and they get the stripping. But she's great in that movie, like acting, not the stripping part.
I'm going to have to go back and see that. Because they're just not memorable to me. But I'm her. But
I get it.
Anyway, yeah, no, she did. I don't know what happened. She had that Bill Murray flowering into a real actor moment. I guess, you know, it happened to Bill. It can happen to J-Lo.
Yep.
Right?
I think so.
I came to the realization after she did Shotgun Wedding, I really don't want to tour anymore. I don't want to go sing and, you know, have that lifestyle. And I can go do 90 days or less on a movie set and make pretty good money.
I mean, yes, that's what I would do.
Get sleep at night.
And I'd probably make them do it near my house.
I mean, so, well, they didn't do this by her house.
No, they did this in Alaska and somewhere else.
Yeah, unless she's probably got maybe many houses all over. Oh, yeah, let's go shoot this. I have this little place outside of Wakasaki,
I'm surprised
Alaska.
she would want to do this sort of intense of a movie.
And that could have been in Colorado.
Yeah, maybe.
It could have. No, it was. I think she would jump at this. Yeah. I mean, you look at it, you read the script, you go, yeah. Because I'm sure, just as you said, somebody said, J-Lo, this is a female Jason Bourne.
Sold.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. So, and I can see a sequel.
That is,
I can.
Yeah, they made Taken 2. How do you do that? But they did Taken 3.
Oh yeah.
It's very similar to that movie.
You know, it's the FBI calling her up saying, "Hey, we need you. We need you." So there's the sequel.
Yeah.
All right, I got you started, writers. As soon as you get back off a strike, get in there.
I don't think that's stopping anytime soon.
The phone rings. That's the opening saying.
Yeah.
Ring.
We need you.
Phones don't sound like that anymore.
Too bad for us. I think that writer strike is going through this summer.
Yeah.
Get ready, everybody. If you think any of these movies that we review, or you're like, oh, that's bad. Well, guess what? There was no strike on this, so this is the highest level of writer.
Come fall, Ted and I will be looking back and reviewing 16 Candles.
Yeah, that's exactly. if they don't step their game up, if they start putting out non-union writer scripts and non-union acting scripts, it's going to be real rough real quick.
But you know what? That's not a bad idea, though, because there's a whole generation out there that hasn't seen Goonies or 16 Candles and that might be listening to the show and they're going, oh, you know what? I'm going to check that out.
You know what I'd like to do with you? And I'm going to put it out there and then we can rate this.
Okay.
I would like to do a John Hughes hour-long retrospective episode of all of Some Kind of Wonderful, all the stuff he wrote.
I'm there.
And talk about all of it. Maybe bring in another person, a female, to give us a little from that has seen all of them, get a little spice.
Okay.
I think that would be a fun. We need to do that after we get some more down the road, once movies start to get really bad.
And we can't get a female here. I'll dress in drag, risk being arrested in the state of Tennessee.
That's true.
Yeah.
Stupid. I give this movie. This is what I give this movie before we both want to talk politics so bad.
Just so you know, if you come to the state of Tennessee, it is illegal to dress in drag.
And just so you know, Paul Stanley of Kiss is against it. Isn't that right? Isn't that the singer?
Yeah. He's against the bill.
Oh, I think he's against drag, I think. And I was like, the funniest part about that is that you couldn't be more in drag.
Right. Let's see. They started out makeup, big hair, and all that. Did great. Then they stopped doing the makeup and the big hair
and saying Beth,
and then went downhill. And then, let's put the makeup and the big hair back on, and they're back doing it again. Yeah. So there they are, top of the game. Anyway, all right, let's talk numbers here.
I think as an action movie, I give this like an 85. As a normal just movie, I go 80.
Okay.
Like, I liked it. It's a B. I'm not going to seek it out, but it moved well, and I did enjoy it.
See, I'm going to flip that. I'm going to go with an 80 as an action movie, but as just a general movie out there, I'm an 85.
Oh, I like it spicy.
I mean, it could be better as an action movie, but, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
I do recommend it, though.
I do, too. Do not click over this one if you're sitting there wondering what to watch, and don't do like I would do and say, it's J-Lo.
No, and it's pretty, I'll say this, it's pretty
it's
jumping in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not a slow movie.
No, it's not. And it's, and just get you out of that mindset, it's not J-Lo. Okay?
It's not J-Lo.
No. It's Jennifer Lopez.
Acting.
Starring in this movie, not
right.
J-Lo. All right, guys, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
And I am Ted.
Till next week.
See ya.